Hey guys, welcome back to the Time Bomb channel. Of course, with myself, the Bombardier, and we're going micro-brand again today. Well, I say micro-brand even, but I wonder actually if that's appropriate for ZELOS watches nowadays, because I clearly think that the brand is now truly recognised worldwide. I mean, I first heard of ZELOS via a Kickstart campaign a few years back. At the time, I think it was one of their, maybe it might have been their third iteration, which was the Abyss. And I was absolutely blown away. It was an absolute tank of a watch that for the price offered massive specs in a massive chassis. So I think, yeah, since those early days, ZELOS have come a very long way. Since then, I've kind of followed their releases, but I've always been a little bit late to the party when a new model has been released, and then because they typically offer it at a reduced price, it sells out. But added to that, I think actually that their prices it recently have been on the increase, stretching my already very stretched budget. Consequently, this Thresher GMT is not mine; it's being lent into the channel for review. To start with, though, I think it would be rude to ignore the box. I mean, it's an absolute beauty. I don't usually get too fixated on watch boxes, but I'm really digging this setup. It would be nice that I couldn't find on the ZELOS website if they're actually able to tell us where this wood comes from. Does it come from sustainable sources, etc.? Personally, I'd kind of like to know that. Little thumbprint on here. You've got two little magnets holding the lid nice and securely in place, then revealing inside the leather watch roll that it also comes with. And I'm just coming back to the box. I mean, you could use this as a desk tidy. Personally, I'd like to put some comfy cushions in here and then use this as a travel watch box. Yeah, really nice, really nice design. So let's just crack the watch roll open, and you can see here it is really nicely made, nice condition, and then revealing our slots on the inside. I'm just going to readjust the camera so that we can get a little closer to that. Yeah, I think tease things up a little bit closer. So what we've got first up then is the secondary strap that it comes with, which is a nice rubberized Tropic. Over on the left here then we have the nice warranty card with the ZELOS logo on the one side, and you can see this nice cutout design on the reverse. It's kind of a unique warranty card and makes a bit of a difference from the standard bit of cardboard that many people give you. And then over here we've got our beast, the Thresher. I mean, yeah. So the Thresher Shark is where they've taken the name from, and the Thresher Shark, excuse me, instantly recognisable by that threshing tail. So as we can see here, the watch is still in its plastics. So my apologies, guys, as this is not mine. The plastics are not coming off, so I'm just going to have to show you it as it is. The Thresher, though, was released, I think it was just last year, and it was another instant hit for ZELOS. I think today you'll probably see a little bit why that occurred. So what we're looking at here is a very manageable 42 mils across. Then top to bottom, lug to lug, we've got 50 mils. We've got 22 mil lugs, so lots of swap out options here. It does have a rather chunky girth at 15 millimeters in depth. And added to that, on the stainless steel bracelet, it is quite a chunk, as it weighs 220 grams. I think that might be a bit of a deal breaker for many. We do have, of course, on the front sapphire with AR, and then also on the exhibition caseback, you've then got sapphire again. We have on the front a 120 click dual unidirectional bezel, and by dual, basically we've got dual markings on the internal outside rings. I'll show you a close-up shot here. You'll be able to see that a little bit clearer. I think visually the bezel works really very well. The angled cuts on the coin edge here, absolutely stunning, but operationally I think the bezel is a little flawed. It is incredibly tight, added to which there is no real purchase room or real estate on the side to get a grip on. So the only real place that you can do it is up here, and because it's so tight, it's not really convenient at all to use. I mean, it is really stiff. It's probably the stiffest bezel action I've come across in quite a while. Yeah, so I'm thinking, super slippery when wet, which is kind of odd when you consider that this has a 500 meter water resistance, so has been designed as a dive tool watch. So I think that at present it's that the bezel utility is affected, and unlike helm watches, the Thresher is not ISO certified, so do bear that in mind if it is pertinent. So I'm just a little OCD, so I'm just going to pop that back up to the 12 o'clock. Okay, so what else do we have then? So on the side we've got a very nice screw down crown, which is signed with the Z logo, and then it's also loomed. We really like that. It's hacking movement, obviously, then with GMT underneath. So yeah, second pull out, and that then gives you that option to start then adjusting. Camera keeps focusing on everything else, but I'll get the watch a little closer. So movement inside, we have an Enetta. It's the 2893, and just on the back, and if we're able to see that very well, I'll pop up a better shot with a macro. We have this really rather attractive customized rotor, lovely contrasting sort of coppery color. And it's got that sort of, I don't know if you can see it that well, but it's got this globe map design on it, really quite nice. Back onto the front though, because I think this is the dial is an absolute work of art. Just make sure we're not getting too much reflection. There we go. Combination of cutouts, turbine swirls, etc. I mean, to me, it's pure eye candy. There really is quite a lot going on here. The date window, however, to me though, is not great. I don't know if you guys agree, but the digits almost seem like a little bit squished in there, and added to that, I think because of the depth of the position of the date wheel underneath that sort of sandwich dial, it actually reduces the visibility of the date, because at certain angles the one digit actually disappears from view. I know personally I don't bother with the date wheel. On most of my watches, my date wheel's out of date because I just never bother looking at it, but I know for many people that is an important consideration. Back onto the dial then, we do have these sort of stealth, slightly skeletonized hands, and I'm not sure if they're going to appeal to everyone. Personally, I like them because I think they add another layer to the aesthetics of that already very attractive dial. But I do accept that the hands do not lend to overall legibility, and I think others also agree with me, as currently on the ZELOS website, the other colours are all sold out, but not this stealthy black version. To me, the blue and the green versions really catch my eye, and I have to say, not only that the colour catches my eye, but I prefer the colours, because more importantly, I think they will be then far more legible than this black dial. I think primarily because, as you can see, the contrast colours on the hands I think will work a little bit better. Coming back to the Blackie though, it is a loom monster, as these photos will attest to. We've got liberal lashings of both C3 and BGW9 here, making this going to be a shiner for a very, very long time. Yeah, very sorry, as it's kind of tough to judge the bracelet, as we can see that it's fully wrapped up still. My first thought though was that up by the end links here, it just seems a little bit loose. Again, perhaps that's just me. And then I would also question if the watch itself is actually too heavy to wear on the waffly Tropic strap, because I think that the stainless steel here, especially with that heavy duty clasp, kind of acts like a little bit of a counterbalance perhaps to the weight of the head of the watch. But if you guys have got any experience of that, of this, wearing this watch on different straps, please do drop me a comment down below. As I mentioned, the clasp, really attractive sort of mixed brushing, finishing here. Lovely signed logo. Again, I'm not sure, I think I'm being really OCD. That top section here just seems a little bit loose. Yeah, I think just put that down to being me. But again, I think, yeah, bracelet with, I think you've got, screws in here for adjustments. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. It's not too dissimilar in some respects to the helm. But coming back to the main head of the watch, get my fingerprints off there. The case itself, I think, is another focal magnet on this watch. It's got this real sort of like slabby, angled design. I think it's absolutely spot on. It's really quite aggressive in appearance. The finishing is very nicely brushed. It looks absolute quality. And another feature that I really do like is these very angular lugs. Yeah, lots of surfaces, lots of movement of light here, and they kind of exude an angular strength. Well, anyway, that's just me. I think, though, perhaps many people will find this watch too tall and too heavy. Personally, I kind of think those things are part of the ZELOS DNA. Most of their watches, echo those similar design concepts. All right, guys, then to conclude, personally, I think without doubt that ZELOS, this Singaporean brand, has achieved a huge success to date since, not many years have been in operation. And I think they offer a very compelling alternative to some of the other larger brands. I think, first hands on, the Thresher is a classic, true tool watch that ticks many boxes. And as they are still a developing brand, each new version of their watches comes with improvements as they're listening to customers and changing things up for themselves. It comes really well presented with this beautiful box leather roll. And I'm still very keen to get a lump of ZELOS steel on the wrist at some stage in the future, even perhaps if it's not this particular model, the Thresher. Anyway, guys, that's my view. What's your guys' view? What do you think? Look forward to your comments down below. Hope this video is useful. Thanks again, as always, for your time and for your view. And just give you a last overview of the watch before we close. Until next time, this is your host, the Bombardier, signing off. Cheers, guys.